What's up? Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. Most people don't need a new personality. They need higher standards for how they live, speak, and show up. Your personality isn't why you're inconsistent. Your standards are. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. Today we're going to talk about your personality isn't the problem. Your standards are. Raise your standards and your personality is going to jump up with it. This isn't just something that people hide behind. People love to hide behind this. This is just how I am. I'm just not a morning person. I hear that all the time. I'm just introverted. Lies. I've always been this way. I don't handle stress well. Like, all those are lies that we tell ourselves day in and day out, over and over and over, to justify where we're at in life. People confuse who they are with what they tolerate. They say, I'm just bad at routines. I'm not disciplined. I don't have willpower. I just don't have the time. I just don't blah, 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 blah. Like, there's always some excuse that takes the person away. But even though there's other people out there doing it, they just can't see themselves doing it the way the other person does it. Discipline isn't a personality trait. It's something that we learn. Consistency isn't genetic. Follow through is learned behavior tied to standards. And once you figure that out, life's going to get a whole lot better, and it's going to be a lot easier to get things done and get to where you need to be going. Your personality isn't what got you to skip the workout. Your standards did. You let yourself go. I heard this guy on TikTok the other day, went up to a guy in the gym, didn't know him he's an older guy, didn't know the other guy for anything, but he saw him in the gym and had a countdown. The guy had 8 minutes left on his clock and was counting down. And he saw the kids start getting frustrated. You could see the momentum starting to sizzle. Like, everything was going downhill to where it looked like he was about to quit the workout. And he still had 8 minutes on the clock. So the guy walked over there and pretty much gave him a pep talk. He's like, hey, man, are you failing at this? Are you failing at that? Are you failing? Do you not accomplish things? Do you not finish what you started? And he was like, yeah, I do that a lot. He goes, well, look at the clock. You still got 8 minutes left. You finish out this clock. You finish out this clock. You finish out this workout. And it's going to change your life. It's going to start getting you to where you are a finisher, not just a starter. This one little spot right here is going to change your life forever. He didn't quite say it all in those words, but the guy afterwards thought to himself, like, was I out of line telling this kid that? And I told him absolutely not. Like, you probably changed his life more than you even know how much you changed his life going forward. You probably just set him, there was a fork in the road, and you picked the right one for him to go down. So let's hope he keeps going. But remember, it's about making the right choices and showing up and finishing and following through. Like, you're not born with the follow through. You learn the follow through. Like, there's no way you're just born with it. Babies do have some follow through. They learn it, but the times that they sit up, stand up, sit up, stand up, sit up, fall down, like, to learn how to walk is amazing. Like, an adult will never fall down more than twice and try to keep going. Like, they're just gonna stop and be like, I'm over it. So standards matter more than motivation, and that's kind of what I was getting at right there. Like, it just matters more than motivation, because if you set the standard, you don't need the motivation to keep going. Motivation changes daily. Standards don't. If the standards are there, you're going to do it. Like, my standard is to work out every day. If I didn't have the standard, I wake up, I don't feel like doing it, but I go out there and do it because that's the standard that I have. I work out when I feel like it. It's just straight inconsistency. Like, I eat good, eat healthy when I feel like it, or I go to work when I feel like it. How long are you going to last at that job, or how long are you going to be an entrepreneur when you're only going to work when you feel like it? I show up no matter what. That equals results. I show up day in and day out to everything that I do. There's plenty of times I tell myself, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But I'd show up and I'd do it anyways. It just makes a total difference in your life when you just tell that to shut up. I'm going to do it anyways. People with high standards don't negotiate with emotions. High standards eliminate decision fatigue that just takes the decisions out of it. Like, no, it's your standard. You're going to do it. So you go do it. You don't sit there and fight with yourself over and over. You might say, I don't want to do it, but you're going to say, I do it anyways, and I'm going to go do it. You're not going to sit there for hours contemplating on whether to do it or not. This next part is going to make people a little uncomfortable, hopefully in a good way. Letting emotions dictate effort. Don't let your emotions dictate the effort. Your emotions are exactly what that. They're just thoughts. Like, that's not part of your standards. Accepting excuses as reasons. We all do that. We still do it. I still do it. You probably still do it. Like, it's just something that humans do. Tolerating chaos and routines. You got to get it scheduled better. This routine should just flow. It should feel good and it should flow. Repeating behaviors you say you hate. Stop doing them. Just stop doing it. You don't have to keep doing it. Settling for good enough. You should always, if you start settling for good enough, it's going to carry on to all sorts of things in your life. Your food, your workouts, your job, your relationships, your love life, the kids, like all sorts of different things. You're just going to be like, it's good enough. I raised them good enough. No, we're not trying to raise just good enough kids. We're trying to raise kids that are going to go out there and be the next somebody in the world. And when I was talking about repeating behaviors you say you hate, like, we all hate some things, but we still have to do them. But there are some things, behavioral issues that you don't like to do, that you hate doing, that you don't have to do, like drinking, smoking, drugs, anything like that. Like, you don't have to keep doing it. You don't have to keep taking the medication. Go out there and try and figure out how you can get off the medication. Doctors aren't always right. So you don't rise to the level of your personality. You fall to the level of your standards. And I post this often on my Facebook. You fall to your standards. Like, if your standards aren't high enough, you're never gonna amount to much that you want to be, that you want. Your standards might be right where you want them, and you don't want to go much higher. Your standards might be so high that you haven't even reached them yet. There's different levels of standards for everybody. But if you're listening to this podcast, most of the time you're looking for something more. You think there's something better out there for you. You think you're not quite there yet. And that's what it's talking about. Don't follow those standards that are lower than what you want. To set them high and go after them. A lot of people will defend some low standards because it means they got to take some responsibility. They're letting go of excuses, outgrowing old identities, becoming uncomfortable, being consistent when unseen. Like, I do most of those. I love being, I don't love being uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable, but I don't love being uncomfortable. And being consistent when I'm unseen. Like, nobody sees me working out. Nobody sees anything that I do behind the scenes. Or, the only time people do see is like if I go to a competition or something. Nobody cares. Nobody's really watching unless it's like your friends watching. But for the most part, you'll never know who's watching. You just gotta go out there and get out there and do your best. Low standards protect comfort. High standards defend growth or demand growth. High standards demand growth. The higher your standards go, the more you got to grow. How to raise your standards. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how to raise your standards. Give them tools so it's just not a call out. Decide what's non-negotiable. What do you think is non-negotiable? I definitely think sleep, movement, integrity, and follow through. Those 4 things are going to get you far in life, especially the follow through and follow up. Integrity, stick to your guns. Like, you are the person that you were supposed to be. Don't bend your integrity for somebody else because they're doing something bad or, they're going down the wrong thing. Keep moving and get some sleep. Stop explaining and start executing. Explanations lower the standards. If you have to justify everything that you're doing, it's probably not the right thing for you to do. You need to just take the action, raise the standards, and just go after it. Match standards to future goals. Ask, would the person I want to become accept this behavior? I ask myself that a lot. Like, if I'm sitting there on the computer, if I'm scrolling TikTok, I say, is this helping me reach my goal? Would the person that's trying to get to my goal be doing this right now? Nope. I'll put the phone down and I'll start doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You got to enforce standards with your action. No guilt, no drama, just consistency. Just get after it. Just go for it. Just make it happen. The standards are there for a reason. If you make your standards high enough, you don't have to worry about the guilt. There's no drama. Just consistency of going there. You don't have to worry about anybody else wondering or talking about you, anything like that. Just go for the standards. And if you set your standards high enough, you're going to be pretty, I wouldn't say lonely, but you're going to be in a different class of people that have their standards high. They're busy. They're doing the things that they need to be doing. The ones with the low standards are out there partying, trying to suck all your time that they can by sitting on the couch and playing video games and stuff. Those standards are super low. You got to raise your standards. It's a lot more lonely at the top, but it's so worth it. So stop blaming your personality for the life you're living. Your personality didn't build your habits. Your standards did. And the moment you raise your standards, your life has no choice but to raise with them. I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everybody got some value out of this. And if you got anything out of it, share it, like it, and definitely subscribe to the page. I appreciate it. Have a good day.